Hello, welcome to Furious Driving, and it is chilly today. It's not good weather to be out in a convertible, so that's not moving anywhere. It's not good weather for working on cars either, but the Volvo does have a very minor job which I need to do very quickly, and as it's been -1 according to the Met Office all day. It feels like it's slightly warmer than that now because the snow is actually melting where I cleared it earlier and where the cars were parked. I did actually have to shovel the snow because it turned into so slippery ice on that is a deceptively steep hill. You couldn't actually walk up the drive, so I had to go and shovel it earlier. It's melted and it's just stopped snowing. It's been snowing all day again, which is not helpful at all. Yeah, I had to go back inside, reclaim my door keys for the car. Now, I wasn't going to bother doing this job just yet because it means filling the car with coolant. This has come from Brookhouse, classic Volvo parts. These are a couple of radiator hoses, which I wasn't going to bother fitting yet because it means adding coolant and the chance of, freezing and stuff, but not with fresh coolant really. But I've got to move the car for something else, so let's do a quick 5-minute job. This will be a quick 5-minute video with 4 screws to undo. You have to admit, snow on the Volvo really does suit the thing, doesn't it? It must be about 2 degrees now. I think it's warmed up considerably since earlier. Yeah, I'm going to have to scrape that off because that's not going to let me open that. Oh, it's freezing. Let's find a broom or something. Cold. It has settled quite thick on the front of the Volvo. Can't even see the wiper blades. That was bitterly cold actually. Hopefully that'll be the coldest thing I do today. Thank goodness for a nice cup of tea. I didn't want to be bending the bonnet under the weight of that snow because snow is ridiculously heavy stuff. There we go. Yeah, the bonnet wouldn't even. Oh, it still feels heavy with that little bit of snow on there. At least the hinges work. One hose for that side of the radiator, and one hose sitting on top there. These hoses don't actually look bad, but they've got to be pretty old, so it's a good precautionary measure to be swapping them out. When one of these, when this clip in fact, was that a clip? I can't remember, yes it was that clip, blew a while ago. I changed all 4 Jubilee clips, but that one looks a bit manky now because of this previous explosion, so maybe I changed that one again. But yeah, this will be significantly better, I hope. Now I was going to start doing some work on the V8 for another video. I did actually make a start on that the other day before the snow came, but even with the heater on, I've kind of got to open the front door. I will do some. I promise I will do some very soon. It's just no fun. Anything that's going to take more than 15 minutes just stops being entertaining. But I might just replace those. Maybe I didn't replace it. That looks really corroded even after a very short time. I'm surprised at how bad that is. Oh good, it's snowing again. Yeah, these things are literally pennies, so I'm quite happy to replace them as often as necessary. Somewhere around. Yeah. That is a surprisingly tight fit. Now, I'm going to use this power tool to start this one off, but I'm not going to finish it with it because that's a delicate plastic pipe in there and you could easily crush it, so it's going to wind it down to a point where I can tighten it by hand with a screwdriver. But this will save me a minute or two. Got you. Now this does illustrate quite well how, although the rubber feels good, it doesn't feel like it's on the verge of splitting. It is really badly indented where the old clamps have been for so long. Now I was going to change the heater hoses at the back of the block as well because they're probably fairly old too, but it turns out they're really expensive, so they can wait a little while. These can go in the bin. So this has to go over the schnozzle on the radiator and inside the Jubilee clip. This is definitely a two-handed job. Camera going back on the tripod. Now, fresh dollop of antifreeze, which I will mix quite strongly. Someone said something about -6 coming up for tonight, so let's go with the stronger mixture. Now, when I did this the last time, this is really interesting. This is the mystery of the internet, or the bafflement of the internet. Deionized water. When I filled this up last time, changed those clips first time, I just used regular tap water, and a lot of people said you shouldn't be doing that. You should be using deionized water, which is fair enough. You don't get the flaring up of the system. But I'll be honest, I very rarely have bothered in the past on all the cars I've owned. But I know it's the correct thing to do, and various people kind of agree with that, saying yes, you should be using deionized water. And then when I commented on that, when I just filled it with basic straight tap water to drive it back to do the work on it the other day, I said, people told me I should be using deionized water, and loads of people, like mechanics apparently, were commenting saying I've never done that. So it's interesting. I'm now not sure how important it actually is. I know it's the correct thing, but is it vital? Who knows? Right, let's crank this over and keep topping up. This car is actually on sawn at the moment, which what it means if you're not from the UK is that I've taken the road tax off it, so I can't drive it at the minute, because I thought there's no point paying the monthly fee to drive it on the road if it's going to be snowy and icy and salty, more importantly, and I'm not going to be driving it. So it hasn't started since nearly 2 weeks ago. So let's see how good the genuine Volvo battery is. I think it is worth spending the money on this. Genuine Volvo parts do make a difference, it would appear. I think when this comes to replace anything like that on this car, I will stick with a genuine Volvo, because 2 weeks and the last 5 days, it's been sub-zero, covered in snow. That's an impressive car. So just need to wait for the engine to warm up, thermostat to open, and this to circulate some more, so I can make sure that gets to the correct level and it's everywhere. Obviously need to be making sure, as it is here, that the heater is on full, so it blows its way into the heater matrix as well and fills that with air. Obviously the last time it was driven it was cold as well. Now while I'm doing that, while that does its thing, and it has already just eaten an entire header tank full of blue water, I'm going to keep letting this warm up. It's halfway across the gauge now. I'm going to do a quick bit of measuring. I'm going to do a few minor upgrades to this stereo system in the car. First of all, I've got this old Sony sitting here in this fascia plate. Thanks Rich for sending that over, that's really cool. That fits the look of it, but the Sony doesn't really want to grip in there properly, so I'm going to get one of those kind of slightly retro styled DAB non-CD ones that are only about that deep and weigh nothing, so that will just fit in there really easily. Secondly, I'm going to rewire all the speakers, because there's no the speakers into this door seem to be broken at the cable, which I think is also why the central locking triggers sometimes. So I'm going to try and figure out which cable the central locking wires are as well and replace them, but I need to just measure up how long these wires are so I can go and buy some new wires. That's 1 metre, that's longer than I thought. It's about 1,20 meters to that point. And also I need to do it for the back doors as well. There are existing wires, but if I'm doing one, I might as well do them all, make them all sound good. Well, that's about 2 meters. I'm going to say 2.5 meters maybe. So if I call it 5 meters for the two rears and 3 meters for the front, if I get 10 meters of wire, that should be enough. So there we go. The car's full of antifreeze, radiators fixed, new pipes, all good. This has been a 5-minute fix. It's not something I'm planning on doing as a regular series, but the weather's too horrible to come out and do very much in the way of a longer fix this week. So hopefully it'll fill your entertainment for a few minutes and then be happy in the knowledge that the Volvo is improving daily, and that very soon I will also be going out and upgrading the stereo in it soon as well. So generally a nice car all round. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you again very soon with something else. I don't know what. Take care, everyone.